Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Wonderfully Made. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. As you can tell by the title, I have for you a review of the new Juvia's Place, the Saharan by Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette. This palette actually is not scheduled to be released until January 30th. However, it did come online for pre-sale and I just happened to see it and I ordered it, and guess what? I got it earlier than expected. So I was so excited about it. I just pulled this thing out, created a look, and I was like, I'm about to do a review on this eyeshadow palette right now. So that's what I did. To anyone who has stumbled upon my channel for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day with me. And to all of my subscribers, thank you so much for your continuous support. Now to the video. So this is what the box looks like. The eyeshadow palette came packaged very well. I have no complaints about the customer service. I know a lot of people several people on YouTube have complained about the customer service in the past. I didn't have any of those issues. As a matter of fact, I got the palette early, so I'm really excited about that. This is what the actual palette looks like. You know, it's the same as what is on the box. So it says here that a lively Saharan, inspired by the vibrancy and vivaciousness of the Wudabi festivities in the Fulani culture of West Africa, filled with elaborate and flamboyant makeup, hence the flamboyant makeup. The Saharan eyeshadow palette is endowed with pops of colors, earthy hues, and golds that emulate a true Saharan. So it also says that this is a cruelty-free product. So in creating this look, I went for vibrant and flamboyant, okay? And I live in Louisiana and we're getting close to Mardi Gras, so that's why I went with something a little more bold, a little more colorful than I would normally go for. Yeah, so this eyeshadow palette came with 12 eyeshadows. And this is what the colors look like. I will say right off the bat that I was a little bit disappointed that this eyeshadow palette didn't come with the mirror. But yeah, these are the shades. So it comes with 4 matte shades and 8 satin or metallic shades. So you have Chad, Katsina, Jamila, and Sokoto. Those are the matte shades. And I'm going to swatch all of these colors for you. So let me just go across the first row. And I'm only doing finger swatches. So this is Sokoto, Wudabi, Boraro, and Kia. So that's what the first row looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the second row for you. So this first shade is called Zoya. And this is Iman, Jamila, add a little bit more of that Jamila shade. And then this is Senegal. And so on the final row, you have Chad, Katsina, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Lulu, and Fula. So that is the last row. So those are all of the shades. I did create this look using only this eyeshadow palette. I didn't use any shadows from any other palettes. And I definitely try to use several colors in this palette so that I can really test it out and give you guys a really good first impression. I'm going to go ahead on and get to the demo, and then I'll come back to you with my final thoughts about this palette. But yeah, I'm taking this shade Katsina, that is this shade right here, and I'm going to use that with my Wayne Goss 03 brush as my first transition shade. So the next shade I'm going to go in with is this orange shade called Jamila, and that is it right there. This shade right here is a very bright orange shade. So, and that shade is called Sokoto. And so I'm just going to take that shade and go over. Whoa. Now this color is pigmented. Oh my goodness. I was just about to say how underwhelmed I am with these eyeshadows, because everybody always talk about how pigmented Juvia's Place eyeshadows are, and I just wasn't impressed with the first two shades. I mean, they, it came out okay, but now this shade though, oh my goodness, it is way more pigmented than I thought it was going to be. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm about to do with this, but we're about to make it work, that's for sure. This is definitely about to be a bold look. Certainly more bold than I was going for initially. It has a black, but I really wish it had a matte brown or a matte purple shade. I think that would have worked a little bit better with this palette. So now I am going to go in with the black shade. I just feel like because I went in with that bright Sokoto shade that, I don't know, it's looking a little monochromatic for me. So I'm just going to place this black right there, and then I'm going to blend. I don't know, this black shade seems like it is not moving. It's like hard to blend out. I've tried 3 different brushes now. Let me use the MAC. Let me try the MAC 217. Do you guys see how patchy it is? I'm not impressed. Guys, I am not impressed. I hate to say it, but I'm not. It's like these shadows are not very blendable. For my lid color, I think I'm going to go with this bronzy shade right here, and it's called Senegal. I'm just going to use my Chikuhodo eyeshadow brush. Okay, now see, now this shade, okay. All right, Juvia's Place, you working with me with this shade. Yes. This shade is beautiful. I'm placing it on the center of my eyelids because I think I'm going to go in with another color. I'm just trying to use you know, several of the shades in the palette so that I can test it out for you guys. And hopefully the end result will be a decent look. I'm loving this shade. It's a bronzy gold shade. I'm loving it. Oh my goodness, I'm loving this one. How about we go in with this Wudabi shade, which is a very, very beautiful gold shade. I mean, it's a bold gold. This gold and bronzy shade together is definitely going to be bold, vibrant, and flamboyant. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What am I doing? But I'm liking it. It's definitely bold for me, but hey, go bold or go home at this point. Okay, elaborate and flamboyant is what we are going for. So how about we use another color? Let's try. Oh my goodness, I am just going for it today. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Kia. And that is this shade right here. It's almost like a steel bluish green shade. Let's see how this comes out on the lower lash line. Take a pencil brush and blend that out with the first shade that I went in with. So I'm just taking the shade Jamila, which is that burnt orange shade, just to blend that out a little bit more. Okay, so this is the completed eye look, but let me finish my face and I will be right back to give you guys my final thoughts about this eyeshadow palette. Okay, so this is the finished look. Very bold, but I really like it. Now, for such a bold look, I should probably wear false lashes, but I have nowhere to go. So as you can see from the brief demo, I'm a little bit underwhelmed by this palette. Let me say right off the bat that these metallic shades, the Wudabi, Senegal, these two shades are bomb. Oh my goodness. These metallic shades are, look at this. These metallic shades are just everything. I am definitely feeling the metallic shades. They are beautiful. They are pigmented. They go on like a dream. However, there are a few duds in this palette, in my opinion. Again, this is my first impression, so I have to play around with it a little bit more. But these matte shades were not very good. That black shade, especially Chad, I mean, I had a difficult time blending that shade out. I also had a difficult time blending out this burnt orange shade called Jamila. I mean, it just took a lot of time to blend out those matte shades, with the exception of this bright orange shade called Sokoto. Now this shade was very pigmented and it was real easy to blend. I don't know, I guess I'm I'm just a little bit underwhelmed. That is the best way I can describe how I feel about this palette. The metallic shades, I mean, they are beautiful. They are very pigmented. I do love the fact that this is an affordable eyeshadow palette. If I'm not mistaken, this eyeshadow palette was $28, somewhere around there. I'm definitely going to play around with this eyeshadow palette some more to really test it out. I don't know, I have some mixed feelings. I like the palette, but I started off with those matte shades, and so I was like, oh, I'm just not feeling this palette. I don't think it's all that great. Then I got to those metallic shades and those satin shades, and I was like, okay, I'm in. You know, now I know what the hype was all about. But I don't know, is it worth all of the hype? I don't know, not so much with this palette. To me, it's kind of hit and miss. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I know I'm not being very helpful right now, am I? Let's go back. The shade Katsina. I really like this shade. I started off with this shade, but it's very close to my skin tone, so it was hard for me to see it on my eyelids. But I do feel like it was very creamy and smooth, and it blended out very well. The metallic shades are absolutely stunning. Love them. Pigmented, creamy. I did experience some fallout, but not an extreme amount of fallout. So yes, I was very impressed by the metallic shades. But there's also a couple of the satin shades that I wasn't, you know, really impressed by. For example, this Zoya shade. I mean, I really wasn't all that impressed by this shade. If you can see that, I mean, it's just, it's okay. You know, it's not as vibrant as I would like it to be. It's not as shiny and satiny as I would prefer that it be. Same thing with Lulu. This is Lulu. Well, no. I mean, it's a pretty shade, but it's not giving me that sheen. You know, it's not giving me that really nice sheen that I was expecting from a satin shadow. This is almost matte, in my opinion. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a hit and miss for me. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents on this palette. Feel free to ask me any questions that you might have about this palette, and I will do my best to answer you as quickly as I can. I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to get on here and give you guys my quick first impressions, let you know what I thought. I did that, so I'm going to end this video here. So anyway, thank you guys again for stopping by my channel. Remember, as always, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made by God, and He loves you. And I'll see you in the next video.